Greetings, people. It is your Minister for Agriculture. And today I want to share a little bit on three letters NPK. Yes, you find it on the packaging for different fertilizers, whether it's foliar or granular. But exactly what does that mean? I met a young lady yesterday. And she was looking for fertilizer, and she went into the space, wasn't sure which one she should pick up, all these different types, different numbers. And I had to ask her, well, exactly what do you want the fertilizer for? Because that is going to determine which one you pick up. Additionally, what stage are the plants at? Because again, that is going to influence which one you pick up. So I thought I would share a little tip with you just so you have a better hang on the NPK thing. Now, it's very easy to remember, right? N is for nitrogen, P is for phosphorus, and K is for potassium. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. How do you remember what does what? Very easy. Up, down, all around. Up, down, all around. So nitrogen is needed for the vegetative growth of your plant. Phosphorus is needed for root development. Now, it also helps with the with blooms, so your flowering and your fruiting, but generally it is about down roots. And then you have your potassium, the K, which is needed for the general health of the plant. It's going to help with them being a bit more resistant, being able to fight off certain diseases, what have you. It is also going to help with the quality of the fruits that you get, the produce that you get from it. Potassium is also needed for moving certain nutrients through the plants. So again, nitrogen up, phosphorus down, potassium all around. Now, when you pick up a bag, whether it's granular or foliar fertilizer or plant product, for example, this here 10-50-10 from Agaleaf, very good product, and it says Root Max. What does 10-50-10 plus TE mean? Well, this means there is 10% nitrogen in the bag, 50% phosphorus, 10% potassium, and then you have trace elements. So in this bag, you have 10 and 50, 60 plus 10, that is 70, plus the trace element. You have over 70% of the content of this bag being plant food. In some cases, you may have a lower number. So you may see 10, 10, 10, same size bag. What that means is you have just 30% plant food in there, and a lot of what is there making up the 100%, the rest, that basically would be fillers, things to help with the application of the plant food to the plants, that sort of thing. Again, it does not mean that you should only go for the higher numbers, but it makes sense for you to at least understand so you get bang for your buck, or you get the right product for the money that you're spending. You take a look at this one, 30-10-10. This is Green Max, rightly so, because this is 30% nitrogen. Remember, nitrogen is needed for lush green vegetative growth. So something like your pak choy, your lettuce, your cabbage, these things are going to need to develop their leaves, the green part. This is going to help. Now, it's not that it's not applicable in other situations for other plants, but this is how I use it. Now, 30-10-10 is not something you're going to find me giving to my sweet potatoes. Why not? Well, this is going to promote green leafy growth. And I am not growing sweet potatoes for leaves, although you can consume them. I am told they are nutritious, they taste good. I keep saying I need to, but I haven't gotten around to it. So this is not something you're going to find me giving to my sweet potatoes. But you would find me giving them something like this. 10-50-10. Now, I should also point out that 10-50-10, while it does promote root, it doesn't mean you can't give your plants, when you have, transplanted them, seedlings, what have you, a little of this. This is going to help them develop their roots. And you want that. A healthy plant need to have a good, solid, a strong root system. It's also going to facilitate it being able to pick up more nutrients from the soil. So we want that. So I would give it something like this at the earlier stage. But once my lettuce and my pak choi, they have established themselves, there is no way I'm giving them 10, 50, 10. That does not make much sense. And of course, you have these. I have spoken quite a bit of blood meal, completely organic. This is 1200, so it means in this entire bag, just 12% of it would be giving you nitrogen. There is little to no phosphorus and potassium in here, and this is why it promotes the green vegetative growth of your plant. A nice product to add in your potting mix. If you're going to be planting your stuff in pots or in grow bags, or even if you're going to be putting them in on your beds in the ground, I normally like rolling the root ball in this before I put it in, or just adding a little bit to the hole. This here bone meal, this is 4120. So in here you have 16% of the content actually being plant food, guaranteed plant food, with the higher number being phosphorus. So you know you're going to get good root development. But as I said, it also promotes flowering, and if you have flowering, then you have fruits. And so although I should point out here that while I have only mentioned nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK, understand that there are other elements that are needed as well, right? So, for example, you need your magnesium, you need your calcium, you need your sulfur. These are definitely going to help your plant. And there are other trace elements, zinc, what have you, that are needed as well. But when it comes to things like tomatoes, you definitely want to ensure that the plant gets sufficient calcium. Why? Well, calcium is going to help, or it helps with the cell structure, right? It is also going to help avoid things like blossom and rot. Now, if you providing calcium and you're not watering your plant properly, you may still encounter blossom and rot, but it is going to help once you have you're watering the plants and you're providing them with calcium. That is going to work. It's also going to help with the shelf life of your fruits and vegetables, that sort of thing. So the cell wall is going to be a bit stronger. It is also going to help the plant fight off sucking insects, because with the calcium, stronger cell walls, a stronger structure, they're not going to be able to pierce into your plant as easily as if the calcium level is low. And again, remember, you have to be watering them. So there are a few other things that I think we really need to understand when it comes to plant nutrition. But I just thought I'd share those with us this morning. NPK, remember, up, down, all around. So don't just pick up one because it's blue or because they're colorful. Understand exactly why you are picking it up and make sure you get the right product. Yeah, let's get growing. Let's plant food. Peace.